Okay, swimmers, I'm going to show you a couple of variations of how I practice sighting, both with breathing and without breathing, and a couple of different breathing patterns and how still the same priorities apply with staying low when practicing sighting. All right, let's get into it. Okay, swimmers, so in this video, I'm going to show you how I practice freestyle sighting for open water. So first, I will show you my warm-up where I'm just working on different variations of breathing or different breathing patterns. And then I will demonstrate all the different combinations of sighting that I like to do. And the purpose of practicing all of them is to be prepared for all of them, because as many of you know that do swim in open water or are planning to swim for triathlons, is that open water is unpredictable. So it's best to be comfortable in all certain variations, so that way you're in control of your surroundings versus being reactive. And also I will explain the benefits of each specific variation of sighting and why they're important moving forward with not only practicing in a pool first, but also practicing the next time you swim in open water. So let's get to the warm-up. So I'm starting off swimming nice and easy, just working on my breathing, absolutely no sighting. And the goal is to just practice different breathing patterns. What you're seeing right now is a combination of breathing every 2 strokes with a combination of breathing every 3. So breathing every 2, you remain on the same side. And the benefits of breathing every 2 is, yes, you do get more oxygen, but also you want to change it up so you're not always just swimming on one side. So when you breathe on 2s, evenly practice both, because it's so easy to fall into the trap of an asymmetric stroke, and you really want to even that out, achieve symmetry. It helps with not only your form, but also for injury prevention. So again, the overall goal is to practice on 2s for both your left side and your right side. And how you can switch to the other side is by breathing on 3s. Here I'm practicing on 1s, so immediately breathing to the left and then immediately breathing to the right. Lots of benefits with breathing on 1, and the purpose of that is to be able to immediately switch sides and actually get more oxygen. So if you need more air, if your heart rate's elevated and you need more oxygen, breathing on 1s is an excellent skill to start incorporating into your practice. So it's a good idea to practice different variations of breathing, kind of find your sweet spot on what's comfortable. But to recap, I started off with a more standard breathing pattern to begin with, and then I gradually moved forward into the more complex skill, which was breathing on 1s. So first starting kind of breathing on 3s, a little bit of breathing every other stroke or on 2s. And I finished that off with a few repetitions of immediately breathing on 1s. And I will explain why I'm practicing all those breathing variations later on in this video. But the key is to practice them all and start to get comfortable with each variation. So here in this freeze frame, just to recap, I'm staying low, focusing on not lifting my head, staying as low as possible, relaxed, which overall not only helps me accept more oxygen, but I do not sink. If you are watching this video and you sink every time you're breathing, most likely you are definitely lifting your head or getting out of position by over-rotating. It has nothing to do with you being lean and sinking. It has everything to do with skill and form. So it's important to practice breathing first before even attempting sighting, because sighting really is critical, or I should say breathing is really critical for sighting to even happen or be executed correctly. So here as another freeze frame, you can see the other side after I breathe on 1s. And again, my head stays low. As my arm releases, I'm balanced. I'm not skewed to the side, sinking, taking too long. Just staying low the entire time, whether it's on my right shoulder or my left shoulder. And at this time, I feel very even in my stroke one side does not feel easier than the other. They feel very much symmetrical. Now that I warmed up with breathing, I'm going to show you the different variations of sighting. If you're new to the channel or you've been watching my content, be sure to hit the red subscribe button below. That way you stay notified for new content weekly, and you also show your support for the channel. So the first variation of sighting is picking up your head to sight for about 3 strokes without breathing, so they're separate. And the benefits to this is if you're sighting for a few strokes, it allows you a little bit more time to see where you're going. You can see here in this freeze frame, I'm still lifting my head just enough. And this happens to be within that stroke pattern, and I do add a couple more strokes before breathing. So this just allows you to have a little more time to see where you're going without disrupting anything. So by separating your sighting completely from a freestyle breath, you're less likely to break down, and it allows you a little more time. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then I breathe separate. So again, that's the first variation. So the second sighting technique is to shorten that window and breathe immediately after you sight. So you pick up your head and then immediately drop your head down from the side to take a breath. Now this combination of movements is great if you're trying to incorporate more speed. So here you can see right on this freeze frame is I still maintain keeping my head low even after picking my head up to sight. So it's important to understand if you're going to do this combination, you have to stay as low as possible in order to maintain momentum without increasing drag. So I usually suggest this for those that have a higher skill level and can incorporate this type of combination in open water. This is also great if you need more oxygen quicker and your heart rate's elevated. This is a good combination to practice, to get used to, and mostly to help you stay low. The next combination you're about to see is practicing sighting in between breathing on both sides. So same form, but taking a couple breaths on one side and then sighting and switching to the other side. So this is great if you prefer to breathe every 3 strokes. It's nice to go ahead and fit in sighting separately in between your desired breathing pattern. And here I will be demonstrating another variation of sighting, and that is practicing sighting after breathing on ones. So sighting, take a breath, immediately take a breath on the other side. Take a breath on the other side. So breathing on ones with sighting in between. And the benefits of this is so that if you need to change sides in terms of you're breathing on 2s and you want to switch to the other side while sighting, this is an excellent combination to practice to help you actually change positions, change breathing patterns, or if the currents are choppy and you can't breathe on your left side anymore, this is excellent to be able to switch you to the other side with no issues at all. So if you're preparing for a triathlon or you're working on freestyle sighting, let me know in the comments below, and check out this important message I have at the end of this video. And if you're ready to take the next steps to improve your swim training, hit the pinned comments below and access my SwimVice program today. You can also go to swimvice.com for more resources to help with your swim training. All right, swimmers, enjoy your practice, and I will see you all next week.